we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun.
Hello, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi, hello, my name is Carrie. Today we are doing another just homesteading vlog. I'm sort of just gonna give you guys some life updates. We have a lot going on right now as we are leaving in less than 2 weeks to go back to the States. We'll be traveling for over a month. So we're preparing in all sorts of different ways for that. But right now, over the last couple of days, we've been prepping the garden because our whole plan is to have the garden space, especially the veggie garden at the homestead, in a good place so that when we get back, it's more manageable, because over the winter months, the garden just kind of went into chaos. We came in here once the weather started getting nicer and we were like, wow, there's a lot to do in here. There were weeds everywhere, mulch just kind of spread all over the place due to the wind, and just plants everywhere. It looked like a bomb had gone off in the veggie garden. Wilson has taken it upon himself to have some snacks on all of the weeds that we've pulled. He loves rose. We pulled a little rose bush out. We kind of had to because it was just dying from these weeds. And Wilson's pretty happy about it. Oh, yum. We decided to tackle it the other day. We pulled a bunch of weeds around the veggie garden because we have sort of garden beds that surround it. There's garden beds that have berry plants, and then there's also an artichoke plant and lavender, but then there were just tons of weeds in the garden bed. So we weeded what we could, but we didn't go too crazy with that because we were putting weed mat down. So the weed mat immediately kills weeds. So if you're dealing with weeds and you want to make an area look a bit better in your garden, I highly recommend putting down cardboard or putting down dags, which I know not everybody has access to. We do here in the countryside. We used those last year for our veggie garden. But this year we're putting down more weed mat because we just had more in the garage, and then we're putting mulch over it. We used dags last spring for the actual veggie garden because we had access to them. Our neighbor has their sheep shearing shed like right down the road from us, so they always have dags. So we went there last spring and used dags to really keep the veggie garden beds at bay when it comes to weeds. So that was really nice, but using weed mat or cardboard along the edges is a perfect way to do it. The dags are great for the veggie garden because they also help like add in some nutrients. But yeah, so we've just been working on the outer edge. The actual veggie garden patches themselves are doing great right now. We also plan on planting more veg before we leave so that when we come back, we have more growing in there, because we've been using tons of the lettuce, especially lately, just making salads. We've had people over for dinner, so we've just been like using a lot of veg in the garden, which is great. It's exactly what we want to be doing. Look at these artichokes. Look at this gorgeous artichoke. We tried planting artichoke when we lived in California and it never really took off. It didn't do too well. I think we had one plant that did decent, but this is really loving life in this spot. I love when you plant a veg and you can just tell immediately how much it loves being in that spot. Oh, we've got a friend. Hi, buddy. Whenever I'm over here, Wilson always comes over to say hello. He loves when I'm in the veg garden. He's in that paddock grazing right now. That big tank that you see right there is one of our water tanks. If you didn't know, we are on complete rainwater. This homestead is just run completely by rainwater, and we've never been close to being out of water, which is fantastic and something that is very different about living here than living in California. But the lavender and the artichoke are doing so well. I can't wait to enjoy this when we get back to New Zealand after travels. Taking a quick break to talk about today's sponsor, which is BetterHelp. You guys know that I talk about BetterHelp all the time because it's something that I use in my life every single week for my mental health and well-being. BetterHelp offers licensed therapists who are trained to listen and help you. You can talk to your therapist in an online experience at your convenience. There is a broad range of expertise, with BetterHelp having over 20,000 therapists in their network, which gives you access to help that may not be available in your area. All you have to do is fill out a questionnaire to help assess your specific needs. Then you can schedule a video or phone session, plus you can send unlimited messages to your therapist. Each week, I look so forward to my session with my therapist. She has been around since we first moved to New Zealand during this huge life change and all of the ups and downs and the roller coaster of emotions. And she really helps me be my best self when it comes to my mental health and my well-being. Each week, it's kind of that moment where I get to just really let all of the thoughts that I'm thinking about out, organize them, understand myself better, and really just like move through life the best way that I can. I love that with BetterHelp, you can change your therapist at any time with no additional cost, which is huge because finding a therapist that works well with you is really important. Join the 3 million plus people who have taken charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced BetterHelp therapist. Get 10% off of your first month with BetterHelp by going to betterhelp.com/rad. That's betterhelp.com/rad and get 10% off of your first month. Also, I put the link in my description box. I am in the guest room right now. I'm looking out the window and I see the 2 chickens hanging out with Penny the pony, and it's pretty cute. I'll show you guys. What are you guys doing? You're having a meeting. What are you guys talking about? Hello, ladies. How are you ladies doing? Oh, we've had somebody else join us. Oh, hi, stretchy boy. Stretch, stretch. The 3 of them out there right now is just too cute. Anyways, I'm in the guest room. I have some of my like fall and winter clothes that I'm going to be packing with me to the States, because obviously we are in pretty much the summer months now here in New Zealand, but we're in autumn and winter in pretty much winter in the States. So I'm packing like lots of sweaters. I just secondhand shopped this like 90s sweater that I really love. Like I was saying, I've been using the guest room as my packing prep space and just like prepping all sorts of different things. I've been having a good time at secondhand shops lately. In my last vlog, I showed you guys a couple of things that I got at the secondhand shops, and I've added new things to the mix. So I have these 2 bedside tables that I'll give you a closer look at. Wonka wants to come back in. He can't decide what he wants. You wanna come in? Okay. I got these 2 sort of French farmhouse style bedside tables for this room, and it's still a work in progress. I honestly am taking it step by step in so many different spots of the house. Like, it's not an overnight process to furnish a home and decorate it and fill every space. Furnishing this house was never going to be an overnight thing. I never wanted to find stuff right away and just furnish right off the bat. My goal was to take my time and to really find pieces that I love. So we've had this guest room for the last year now, and I just now added these bedside tables because I've been looking for something that has this style, and I'll show you guys right now. I wanted to find something that felt kind of French farmhousey, a bit distressed. I really love this color. I feel like it blends really nicely with everything else that's going in this room. The other day, I actually got these like modern gold brass lamps that I really like on their own, but the first problem with them is that they were 2 different colors on like the plate of the lamp, and I was like, oh no, I'm gonna return those because those don't match, and I want them to match. That's like kind of the whole point of the bedside table lamps being the same, so that they match. And then I started feeling like they were a little bit too modern for the space. I love mixing modern and like French farmhouse style together. I do that a lot in the other rooms of the house, but this one in particular didn't feel right. And then I ended up getting these like taupe and white lamps on each side, and I like how the colors go with the nightstand, but I'm not totally sold on these ones either. I'm wondering if I'm gonna return those too. So I'm just kind of thinking about it, we'll see. But I like how they go with this rug, and I don't know. And then I'll eventually think about something to put above the bed and some more decor for the walls in this room. I need to get this mirror up on the wall. We have this art piece that one of Alex's family members made. He painted this, and it's a little shed out here in New Zealand, and I just thought it was perfect, so I got it framed. I know that we're gonna have guests staying next year, so that's why I'm wanting to do these like simple things like bedside tables and lamps and stuff like that done, because yeah, I want people to be comfortable when they stay next year. The wall decor and like art pieces don't need to be finished. Those will just come in sweet time. I like to wait until something kind of speaks to me. Like for instance, that art piece from Alex's family member, I was like, this is lovely, it has meaning. I like to wait till moments like that happen most of the time. If I find something I really love at a secondhand shop and stuff like that, I'll grab it. But for the most part, I like to just like wait until something speaks to me. And so if that takes a while for it to happen, I'm okay with that. I'd rather wait than like go online and just shop for things that like are trendy or whatever, because for me, a space really feels like authentic to who you are and the most comfortable when you wait to find pieces that bring you joy and really speak to you and feel like a full body, yes, I really want this type of thing. I'm getting pretty excited because the orchard is starting to fill out. So all of these trees this time of year, you start noticing like the little tiny apples. Like right here, you can see this little baby apple starting to form. Lots of flowers coming through that will soon be apples, and we've got that just going on everywhere over here. This one, I believe, is a cherry tree. Yeah, that one's a cherry tree, and then we have hazelnut over here, or chestnut, I think. And no, this one's hazelnut. Yeah, this is a hazelnut tree. Last year, we ended up selling some of our grapes and crab apples because we had so many of them and we didn't know how to preserve them all. We had a friend of ours who sells at the farmer's market sell our produce there, and it worked out really well, and I'm sure we'll do that again this year. I really loved selling some of our produce at the local market. It felt like we were part of the community, and yeah, it was just really cool. And so I would love to do that again this year. I would also like to learn more about preserving the grapes and the crab apples. So if any of you guys know about specifically crab apples and grapes, honestly, but we had so many crab apples. We honestly just gave them all to the farmer's market, and a restaurant in town actually ended up using some of our crab apples for a recipe, which was really cool. But a lot of really cool things came out of growing like all the abundance of fruit here, but there's just so much to learn and so much to do. We are also starting on the Sleepout renovation and turning that into like a cool little granny flat where people can stay for extended periods of time. There's gonna be like a kitchenette, and it's a really cool space, and I'm really excited to get that going. Hi, Ramsey. The plaster is coming next week, so all we really need to do is finish plastering the walls in that space. Literally chewing my hair. Excuse me. We are plastering the walls in there, and then once the walls are plastered, we can just kind of like touch up the paint in there, and then we can put a kitchenette in there, and then just decorate that space, and it's ready to go. We're gonna clean the carpets, and yeah, but it'll be cool to get that space going. That's gonna be a space that people from overseas can come and stay for an extended period of time. Sorry for the chomping noise that you might hear. I have two little grass grazers hanging out with me right now. Yeah, how's it going? Is it good? And so it'll be really cool to have that space done because, I don't know, it can be like a little farm stay for people, and I just can't wait to put like fresh eggs in there and some of the jelly, the jams that we have here on the homestead, and yeah, just see how it evolves and what comes of it. But it's all exciting things. Sometimes it feels really overwhelming, all of the projects that need to get done, and then at the same time, the travels that need to happen to go see our family, and it's all a lot. As overwhelming as it all may seem sometimes, it also is incredibly peaceful and like calm and just lovely. And the beautiful thing is that life is that. It is a mix of all these different complex feelings and emotions, and they can exist, like feeling overwhelmed but yet feeling calm and at peace and secure can exist. They can exist at the same time, and that is the beauty of like the duality of life and feelings and all of these things. And it really just does depend on my perspective at the time, and that is why perspective is absolutely everything in life. And I learn that more and more and more with age and experience. I hope that you all enjoyed this little catch up, a little let you guys know what's been going on, what's happened, what's happening, and I am looking forward to creating another vlog for you guys before we head out to America. And I do plan on taking you guys along with me in revisiting some of the places that I went to regularly in the US. I'm actually really excited about it. Maybe I'll do a little Trader Joe's situation. I'm definitely going to be posting things very regularly on TikTok and like Instagram and stuff like that. So definitely come visit me over there on those platforms. But I will absolutely do a vlog of being back and kind of what's going on there. And like, yeah, maybe I'll go see my old apartment on the east side of LA in Silver Lake. I'm really excited to see my best friends, to see family, to go to my old stomping grounds. So it'll be really fun, and I'm excited to share some of those moments with you guys. So I will see you and chat with you very soon. Thanks for watching.